kind of rainy, and this is a very long stretch here. I thought I'd show it to you, and then we're coming into Big Falls here in a few minutes, and I'll give you a little tour of the town. It's a cute little town, pretty laid back, sleepy. Typical of a lot of small towns, I guess, but its roots are in the logging industry, and to this day that's what they depend on quite a bit for livelihoods. They log the trees that feed the mill in International Falls, and that's basically what they've done for 100 years. What loggers in the area have done for 100 years. They've cut down trees and bring them to the mill, and they're processed, and the pulp that they make out of the wood chips is made into paper. 30 years ago or so, they used to make a siding for houses, but that went out in about the early 80s, and they started competing with aluminum and vinyl siding, and they got out of the business. It was a huge shock to our town, the town of International Falls, because holy hannah, it must have been 500 employees, you know, and but the town adjusted to it. This High Line right here going over the road was just put in, I think they just finished it maybe last year, but that's hydropower coming from Canada, and goes through our county, and then the county makes revenue from the property value of the land they use. It's taxed, and it's a pretty good deal for the county. And out here it doesn't affect much. Got my tripod here mounted fairly secure. I don't have it exactly the way I want to make it, but I just cut up some of this sticky type tape and put it on my console there. Works pretty good. I like the idea of having the map, and rear view, gives the temperature, tells my signal strength. I don't know what else that is in the right corner there. Bad. 202, yeah, gives the time, yeah. My strength, battery strength, there's red, and here is Lake of the Woods here. One big lake there, and Baudette is right there, and this is really good ice fishing here. Well, the whole shoreline, probably the whole lake. but it's a huge walleye spawning lake. There's Kenora, and then Winnipeg. And let's see here what happened. Red Lake's a good, nice fishing lake too. International Falls, Rainy Lake here, not so good. Summer fishing, that's on par with a lot of lakes for walleye and bass. We have a huge bass tournament. We have a huge walleye tournament, fishing tournament. And then on the river, the Rainy River that runs between International Falls and Baudette, or Lake of the Woods. Just the road kind of follows the Rainy River. That has, what is the fish? Sturgeon. Big sturgeon. Up to 90 pounds. So we have, International Falls has a tournament for a couple, at least 2 tournaments for sturgeon fishing. It's pretty popular. Okay, we're getting into Big Falls here. Little town. Right at the crossroads of Highway 6 and 71. There's a Big Fork River feeds into the Rainy River. All the watershed for a huge circumference flows into the Rainy River. Everything south of the river flows in, and then a lot of the land north of the river flows in too. But here we come to Big Falls. Population 175. I'm sure that changes day by day. Let's see what we can do here. Take cruise off. Put a little regen on. So there's a nice sign there, welcome to Big Falls. Very nice. And we're going about 17 miles over. Let's see. I'll take you over here and look at this old piece of memorabilia. This is from the old days of logging.
Turn left onto Robinson Avenue.
Oh, Robinson Avenue. Let's see here. See if you can get a gander at that. That used to ply the woods, pulling that sleigh filled with logs, and the men would cut the logs with handsaws. Maybe they fell them with axes or cut them down by handsaw, and then they had to load them into that sleigh, and I'm not sure if they had hoists or whatever to get the logs in, or if they just lifted them in. Men were pretty strong back then. But then that would follow a road to a river, and they would probably ice the track too, because it would have a tremendous amount of weight on there. And get it to the river and put it up there until spring, when the river was flowing good, a spring runoff, and then they let them loose into like the Big Fork or the Little Fork River, and then they would catch them at the Rainy River downstream. There was a hoist that they would corral them, the logs, in the river and hold them back at this place where they hoisted them out of the river and then onto a train, and then they would go upriver to International Falls with these logs by railway. And I think when they got them up to International Falls, they dumped them back in the river, upriver from the paper mill, and then did the same thing. They corralled them and held them, and then they pulled them into the mill, hoisted them, and they went into the grinding room from there. Here is Main Street. They have this is a small engine shop here. I'll pull you off of there. It does good business. And here is the famous Big Falls Liquor Store, which is, I believe it's municipal. And they can do a good business at times.